Hello and good morning. Welcome to another Fife Property Market Update. And this is for week commencing the 22nd to the 28th of June. So this is where we do a run through in what was happening last week in Rightmove. So all agencies that use Rightmove, what was newly instructed and what was sold. Then we'll do a run through of what we in particular as an agency had happening last week with activity. And then we'll also round up with a insight into the shows that took place, just so you know what you want to go back and rewatch. So we will start with last week's statistics. So as I say, this is where we look at newly instructed and properties that are now under offer on Rightmove across Fife. So let me pull up the stats for you. So this is for the last week in June. Now, we do always say 1 week doesn't make a trend. So please bear that in mind when you're looking through this. But what I will say is next week's show, I will actually do the month roundup of June. So that'll be a great insight when we do that one next week. So you can see, okay, what was happening for the entirety of June. And that gives you a slightly better indication. And then that obviously helps you make informed decisions moving forward. Now, like I always say with these shows, feel free to put any comments, ask any questions. Even if you're watching this back as a rerun later, please feel free to reach out. And if you'd prefer to do it more privately, please just drop me a message. It's absolutely fine. But this is last week's statistics then. So you can see that it's broken down into micro regions. Now, straight off the bat, you can see 150 properties went to market and 162 properties sold, which, if you remember back to last week, if you are regular of these shows, last week there was actually more properties instructed than what was actually sold. But this week it's the complete opposite. So you can see there 7 properties went to market within Cooper and 11 properties sold. Now, last week there was a really big increase in properties that hit the market within Cooper. If I remember off the top of my head, it was around 15. So obviously there is now 7 showing as under offer. 7 is more average for what the KY1415 postcode does instruct. East Snook, 7 properties instructed, slightly more than what we normally see. It normally floats around about 5. So 7 properties instructed. However, the solds for East Snook was a lot lower than what we normally see. And there is normally more than just 2 properties sold. But this is why I say 1 week doesn't make a trend. So just bear that in mind. St Andrews, 11 properties instructed, but an amazing 17 properties sold. That is a high number for St Andrews, which is great to see because, as you know, again, if you're regular to these shows or if you kind of keep your wits about you within the St Andrews market, there is a lot of stock that we need to work through. So it's great to see that there were 17 properties accepting offers and now going through that conveyancing stage. Have been saying this to clients recently that it is slowly picking back up. We are starting to see stock selling, but it is taking longer. And this is where, if you're in St Andrews and you have a property to sell or you're perhaps on the market, the key to getting your property over the line and getting an offer accepted is, one, you need to have a little bit more patience than what you normally would have, or if you're in a different area, because average selling time just now is anything from 5 to 6 months. But to kind of beat that kind of average and be an anomaly, you need to be strategically priced, so realistically priced. While we're not asking you to undervalue your home, we're also not wanting to overvalue it. We need to be strategic with the pricing to stand out from the crowd. With that, standing out from the crowd also comes down to your marketing and being strategic with the marketing. You need to showcase the property in its best light. That's down to the photography works, that's down to the location tours, that's down to your video walkthroughs and really adding that kind of lifestyle and the emotion and really selling the property, not just a couple of photos and crossing your fingers and putting it on with the rest of the stock. We need to stand out from the crowd, and your agent also needs to have that reach to push it out to as many people that also aren't just Fife based. They have a reach out with Fife, out with Scotland, out with the UK. And that is what you're looking for. And then all those contributing factors pulled together is what gets your property sold. So that is where you need to be really, really effective within the St Andrews market. You need to be doing something different to stand out from all that stock that is there. But it is great to see that 17 properties accepted offers last week. Leavenmouth, 11 versus 12. KY8 postcode is always a strong area just now for the last year or so since the train station opened up. So we can see that with the figures, and we see that week in, week out. Dunfermline, always higher numbers. Obviously, it's the fact you can be this side of the bridge. You get a lot more property for your money, but you just literally commute over the bridge and you're into the bigger cities. And that is the massive selling point with the Dunfermline area. Slightly higher numbers though than what we do normally see for Dunfermline. 71 and 68 is slightly higher. It normally floats around your kind of 50s mark. Glenrothes 15 versus 19. It always is quite similar numbers for Glenrothes and likewise Kirkcaldy. Again, they're areas that are sought after with the affordability, the price points that's available, the commuting that's available, the amenities that are close by, the schooling. They really do have everything within that one area, and there's all different kind of price points and property types to really appeal to all of the market. So that is your market update for the 22nd to the 28th. Now that is just resale homes only. That is not taking into account any of the new builds. But what I can say is for last week, there was 2 new properties put on the market for new builds in St Andrews. There was 7 within Dunfermline, a massive 15 in Glenrothes, so that's 15 new builds made available within Glenrothes, and just 1 in Kirkcaldy. So that is your new build figures. Now we don't compare them and put them into these because it's not really comparing like for like. But that is your weekly update in terms of all agents across Fife. Now, if you have any questions on that, please do reach out. Obviously, that's just a breakdown of micro region. If you obviously are looking to sell, then we can come out to you, we can give you your accurate value, and we can discuss your particular area and obviously your neighbouring streets and show you the value adds that we've had, recent comparables, and what next steps look like. Now we will take a look at what we have been doing in particular as an agency. So this is, we're going to start with properties that we have sold, and then we'll do a run through of properties that we've got coming soon, and then we'll look at completed to give you an idea of offers that have been negotiated and achieved. So the first property that sold was Hill Street in Strathmiglo, and for reference, this is the property just here. So it was a 3-bedroom cottage. Now, what was great about this property, so it's got that kind of country cottage charm and feel. It's got amazing curb appeal, and then stepping inside, it's been completely renovated down to everything. New carpets, all freshly painted, new bathrooms, new kitchens. It's literally had everything done to it, and it is like a show home walking in. It's beautifully presented, and what's great, and you don't expect it, is standing out the front, you're getting this cottage, but as soon as you open your patio doors in the kitchen space, it opens up into this substantial plot. Like, you have got a massive garden, but it's actually really private and you don't feel overlooked, which is a bonus as well. But another selling point with this property was actually that it is potential to further develop. And there was actually plans that you could extend up if you wanted, or you could extend out to the rear while still having ample garden space. So that one was Hill Street in Strathmiglo, so just off of Cash Views, tucked away a nice quiet street. You can literally see the Lomond Hills. It was just perfect. And this was on for offers over 259,950. Obviously, once it's gone through conveyancing and it's concluded, we'll be able to disclose what it has gone for. But it's great to see that one over the line. So then we will discuss coming soon. So this is properties that myself, Perry or Jim have been out to, we've valued, and they're coming to market with ourselves. So the first one is Easter Fernie in Cooper. Now, I actually did a coming soon for this one yesterday on the Cooper page to give you a lot more detail about it. But this one is absolutely stunning. Now, I'm planning to do the pre-portal tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed for the weather, because we want the best weather for this property, because the garden space that you get in the location is absolutely idyllic. It's Easter Fernie. For those that don't know, it's about 5 minutes out of Cooper. So it's getting that semi-rural lifestyle while literally within 5 minutes, you're straight back into the town centre to your schooling, your commuting links, all your amenities. So it's brilliant family home, but it's set in the countryside. You've got a substantial plot, but what's amazing with this property is you're getting 3 bedrooms, 3 receptions, 2 bathrooms, a WC. There's an option to make a completely self-contained annex if you're looking to do perhaps short-term let Airbnb. Perhaps you've got elderly parents that you want to obviously keep an eye on. Perhaps you've got elderly children, perhaps teenagers, that you want to give them that independence but still know that they're close by. So it's a fantastic property. 3-bedroom detached, as I say, and that one I'm planning, fingers crossed, to do the pre-portal tomorrow. So keep a lookout on the Cooper page. Next one is Shaw Street in Anstruther. So this is a 2-bedroom first floor flat, Shaw Street. So you are right on the harbour, right right on the sea. You have got gorgeous views. It's just a fantastic location. And the property is absolutely immaculate. Like there is not a thing that you need to do to it. Obviously with the positioning as well, you are elevated, so you do literally have uninterrupted views, which makes it incredible. But the big thing here is you literally step in and it's beautifully presented. You do not need to do a thing, and the attention to detail is just incredible. There has also been work done to the property that also means that there's nothing you actually need to do when you move in terms of roof, in terms of windows. It's all been well maintained and taken care of. So that gives you that peace of mind. It means you can just move in and start taking full advantage of the setting and the views, because it is just beautiful. Now, Jim is doing the pre-portal for that one next week. So again, you don't really have to wait long for it, but that is happening next week. Then you have Den Walk-in Bookhaven. So this is a 2-bedroom ground floor flat. You know that this is going to be a popular one. It's that affordability range that it appeals to first-time buyers, it appeals to investors, it appeals to landlords. So you know it's going to be a popular one. They always do get snapped up. So this one is a 2-bedroom ground floor. So that if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then make sure you're watching the leave-in page. Perry will be doing the pre-portal for that one, because we know when we've had similar ones to this, they get snapped up. And we normally get a great price on them as well. Finally, Cooper Road in Newbury. Now this one I am doing a pre-portal for this one on Thursday. Again, weather dependent, because it's not looking too good today, so fingers crossed the weather gets better as the week goes on. But this one is a 4-bedroom detached property, Cooper Road. Now this one is just down from the primary school, so it's ideal location, but it's set back as well. So yes, you're on that main road, which means you're accessible to all of your amenities. You can walk to everything. You are set back as well. You're tucked away, nice and private. And again, this property is beautifully presented. You've got an open plan kitchen diner, a conservatory, a sitting room. You've got actually a bedroom downstairs. You've got a bathroom downstairs. You head upstairs. You've got further bedrooms. It really is a fantastic family home in such a great plot size as well, because you it's almost like wraparound gardens, driveway and garage as well. So it really does tick all the boxes, while having a great setting. And as well, from your bedroom, you do get some lovely views, which is just perfect. So the pre-portal will be happening for that one on Thursday. So keep a lookout on the Cooper page. And again, you don't have to wait long for that one. So that's our coming soons. Now, if you're new to this and you're not too sure what a coming soon means in a pre-portal, what that basically is we've gone out to a property, we've signed it up, and we're going to be doing a full video walkthrough, which is your preview. It's your opportunity. If you watch that pre-portal video and it ticks all of your boxes, if one, you're in a position to proceed, and what we mean by that is you are a cash buyer ready to make an offer, and that offer is an offer that is attractive to our seller. It's almost like they bite your hand off for it. It's your no regrets offer that secures that property and stops it going to market. So that is where you see a pre-portal. You need to act fast and come with your best foot forward. Now, to see these, you need to be following the relevant pages of where you're looking to purchase a property. So if you're looking to purchase within Cooper page. If you're looking to purchase in East Neuk page. We have one for each of the relevant micro regions that we cover. So make sure you follow those pages, look for that pre-portal. If it ticks your boxes, act fast. Pick up the phone, call the office, message us, get in touch, and we will get you through that door. If you qualify, we will get you through that door to secure your next home. What you also can do in the meantime as well, while you're waiting for pre-portals or waiting for that right property, is call the office, speak with a member of the team. Let's get you registered. That way we can get all your details, we can get you qualified, we can do our due diligence. And then that also means when we've put your requirements in, anytime we upload a property, you get the email scheduled for it. So you get all the marketing. So again, you are ticking all the boxes to make sure you do not miss out on your next home. If you have any questions on pre-portals or how that works, then do reach out to us. We are more than happy to obviously speak with you, guide you through what the next steps look like. But finally completed. So this is properties that have now gone through the conveyancing stage, and we can disclose what offers were accepted on them. So the first one was Park Drive in Leven. This one was a 2-bedroom end terrace property, moving condition, views, enclosed garden. The new owners are absolutely delighted to be moving into their home. You know that obviously Park Drive, so up the Broom, it's a popular area. But what's great with this one is the seller is delighted because actually we got them 9,000 over the home report value. So it actually sold for 136,000. So the seller's absolutely delighted. They were able to offload the property, but the buyer's delighted that they've secured a property in a sought after area, great location, close to everything. So that was the first one. Then you have You in Place in Leven. This was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom detached property, moving condition. Again, it's a sought after area. It's with the development just opposite Diageo. So it's great if you want to just sneak around to Cameron Bridge, if you want to hit the A92 for commuting, but you're still obviously in Leven for all of your amenities. But this one, it's got off-street parking. It had the garage, enclosed garden. It really was popular. And if I remember rightly, the buyer of this property saw it on social media, called us at pre-portal stage, and we were able to get them in, and we got them their offer secured. So that one was a really quick process. So this one, as I say, was You in Place in Leven, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. There were people that missed out on this property. So if you have a property within that cul-de-sac that you are thinking about selling, or you are absolutely decided you're going to go to market, please do pick up the phone. We can get Perry out to you. We can give you your accurate valuation, discuss next steps. And we have got active buyers that did miss out on this property. Even after we had the sold up, we were still getting inquiries for it. So obviously we can reach out to these people and let them know that your property is perhaps coming. So please do act on that if you are thinking of selling. But these particular sellers were delighted because we actually got them 10,000 over the home report value. So not only did we secure them a buyer quickly, we also got them 10,000 over the home report value. So it was absolutely delighted. Likewise, the buyers were absolutely over the moon that they acted fast. We were able to get them through the door and were able to secure them a property. And then the next one was Lime Park in Kelty. So this was a 4-bedroom, 2-reception, 3-bathroom detached property, finished to a really high standard, brilliant family home. It had driveway, it had a detached double garage, and what was great with this property is it had the countryside, hillside views as well. So that one was a brilliant one. And this one we actually got 5,000 over the home report value for. And the new owners are absolutely delighted. They're staying within the area, but they've obviously just upgraded and upsized and got a home that they're absolutely delighted with. Likewise, we've got the sellers 5,000 over the home report. So that is what we have been doing in particular as an agency. As I say, if you have any questions on that, then please do reach out. But before we wrap up the show, let's take a look at what shows were taking place so you know what to go back and rewatch. So what we did was the Wealth Creation show. So as always, on a Monday, Richard and Jim go live at 12:30 and they discuss obviously a topic. So this is where you have Richard Cook, who is the lettings director here, and then Jim Parker, one of the UK's most successful property investors, on hand. And they did it live yesterday, but you can go back and watch the rerun. And it was all about problem solving. And if you pick the wrong problem, you won't get the right answer. And the statement, pick the wrong problem, you won't get the right answer, highlights a crucial aspect of problem solving. Accurately identifying the problem is paramount to finding a successful solution. Perhaps focusing on that wrong issue, even with that most brilliant solution, will not address that kind of underlying cause and issue. And then actually, will you get the desired outcome? Every problem is born from a good idea. So that is a great one to go and watch. As I say, you've got Richard Cook and Jim Parker on hand discussing that. Ask them any questions, even if you're watching it as the rerun. Another show that took place was Perry and I did Upgrading to Sell and 5 home improvements with big payoffs. And if you want to boost your sale price and increase the buying power, then ways that you can add value to your property. So do go back and watch that. And if you've got any of your own hints and tips or like stories or even questions, put it in the comments, message us privately, and we will come back to you. And then another show that Perry and I did was the 49% more Fife homes for sale than 3 years ago. So the number of homes for sale in Fife soared by 49%, but that doesn't mean that the market's flooded or failing, because actually you've got the demand, you've got the price, and you've got buyer behavior. Now that's all taken into account, but it's shifting the ways that every Fife homeowner. So yes, there was more properties on the market, but likewise there was property selling. But if you watch that, it's got some great facts and figures, some brilliant insights. So do go back and watch that one as well. So that has been another update for ourselves. If you have any questions, feel free. As I say, next week's show, I'll be doing the full roundup for June. So that'll give you a great insight if you are looking to go to market, if you're perhaps on the market, or even if you're looking to buy within Fife, that gives you a great insight. So I will see you all next week. I hope you have an amazing week, and any questions, put them in, and all the best. Take care.